I came into this totally open. You know, I didn't think we were going to. I didn't really know what we were going to do, and I think, like, even though I had the itinerary, I was running 2 restaurants that were super busy. You know, and I was like, hell yeah, we're going to Australia. You know.
There were so many surprises. There were so many new experiences. Every day was really loaded with new things. I mean, to me, the thing that really stuck with me is the connection that I've made with first and foremost, the farmers.
My expectations for the tour really came to fruition. I had this preconceived notion that we were going to be touring throughout the entire country, and we did. The ability to work with local chefs and tour from city to city and really see the sustainable farm practices that go on for the raising of lamb and cattle here was sort of what I was looking forward to, and it actually came to fruition, so I'm really happy with the trip.
The things that I've learned on this tour, which were fantastic, was the amount of personal care that goes into the cattle and lamb. You know, I see quite a bit of it in the States, and I think it becomes a huge process. To see the smaller farms was really, really nice.
Learning about the passion that the cattle farmers and all the producers that we met, the passion that they put into it. It's very similar to our story, and it's always refreshing to see that that is around the world. And I mean, it is, but it's very nice to experience that in person.
We sort of walked our way in buses and planes from city to city to city, quite a bit out into ranches that are sort of the size of most people's states at home if you're from the Mid-Atlantic, and really looked at how much care and effort really goes into what I would call the ethical treatment of the animals that they're raising. And from the time they're born until the time they're really literally trucked off to market, there's just a huge amount of care that goes into it.
And I think it really put a perspective on where Australian beef and Australian lamb is coming from, how it's raised. You do get a personal touch.
There's, sustainability is ultimately important. And looking at in the Yarra Valley, David and his sister, they're doing things the way they were done 100 years ago.
Basically, the epitome of what sustainability is. He ran an operation with his sister where, he has the land and he's the 4th generation doing the same thing, and he's grooming his kids to basically take over after him. And I felt that was really important. You can actually see tradition before your eyes, and I felt like the whole operation was so fantastic.
The quality of the Wagyu that we've had on this trip was phenomenal, which you don't always get in the U.S.
Most of the animals that we saw are grass-fed, and even if they're grain-finished, they're just really humanely treated. There's a real sense of responsibility about how they feel about the animals, how they feel about their country, and really what they're doing within Australia to offer you some options that are a little bit more difficult to find in the States. The grass-fed, antibiotic-free, hormone-free. It is really pretty phenomenal. The quality of the meat is just great.
I think that chefs and writers, editors like myself, anyone in the industry, where you really sort of where things start to resonate is when you meet the people behind it.
And I would say that's probably one of the themes that I saw during this entire event is the care and of doing things right. From the farms that we went to and the way they treated the animals, I really had never experienced people that cared so much about the way the animal felt, so it wasn't stressed. And that's so important in coming out with the final product.